In this video, I will be showing you how to make these super soft, super delicious buns or bread, if you want to call it that way. So stay tuned and watch till the end. In an empty bowl, I will be pouring in 1.5 cups of milk. This is whole milk. 3 teaspoons of yeast. This is active dry yeast. And using my spatula, I am going to mix these two together. Then I will be adding 6 tablespoons of sugar. Again, after adding the sugar, I use my spatula to mix everything together. Now I will be adding 2 eggs. These are all room temperature eggs, so you are good to go if you have room temperature eggs. Again, using my spatula, I mix these together. Now I will be adding flour, 4.5 cups of flour, but in little increments. First, I put 2.5 cups here, and then using my spatula, I continue to mix everything together. Just continue to watch as I do this. Here, I will be adding another half cup of flour. I'm still using my spatula. I mix everything. I added a half cup of melted butter. This is salted butter, so I didn't add salt. And after adding the butter, I added another half cup of flour. So altogether at this point in time, we have 3.5 cups of flour already added. I also added another half cup of flour. I stopped using the spatula and I continued with my hand. And then finally, I added the last half a cup of flour, and I got to the consistency I wanted. You want your dough to be soft and stretchy, to be very pliable, to have the perfect result that you want. I used about a quarter or so to just dust my dough so it doesn't stick too much on the mat. Outside that, everything looked okay, so I just mixed a little bit, or I just need some more, and I was good to go. And I let this sit for an hour in a warm place, a warm environment. So I first covered it up with a saran wrap and then with a kitchen cloth, and I let it sit for 1 hour. After 1 hour, this is how the dough looked like. Risen, doubled its size. I just punched it to take off any air bubbles, and at this point I was ready to start doing my decorations, or I had different ideas I had in my head, but just continue to watch as I do this. If you're here for your first time, I am Patty's Cakes, aka Patience Kingamuchu, creating contents on cakes, pastries, and everything in between. You're going to love it right here as I post content every week. I am up and running on all my social media platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and on Instagram as Patty's Cakes. So I did cut the dough into small pieces and I rolled them, and I let this sit aside for 30 minutes, again in a warm environment. After 30 minutes, this is how it looked like. It had risen in size or doubled in size again. So at this point, I was ready to start decorating. So I used a rolling pin to roll the dough. Then I just watch as I'm doing this. I just played around. I cut it into like mini triangles. I just played around. Then I did have a very small one which I placed in the middle. And then I'll be using a skewer to just produce a dent. Then I rolled it over, and boom, I have this nicely designed mini croissant looking dough. So I did that for all of them. Just continue to watch as I do this. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Turn on your post notification bell for future uploads. And you're going to really love it right here as I create even healthy content using healthier options. So just stay tuned and keep watching. Are you still watching? Please do let me know in the comment section. Just tell me what you like about this recipe, if you try it. And yep, let's continue to work on this together. This was quite fun to do. You can also think of any decorations that you want. And again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the red subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell. So I was done with this design I wanted, and I let that sit for 20 minutes. Now I decided to create like the regular croissant shapes that we know. So I used my rolling knife or my pizza knife to cut some sort of triangles but bigger, and then I rolled it from one end, from the bigger end all the way to the smaller end, and there you go. This was also quite fun to do. Like I said, you can always play around to do different things with this dough. So I was done with this one. I also let it sit for 20 minutes. And the last one was actually doing the buns or the bread. I had oiled my loaf pan with butter, or had greased it with butter. And then I just placed my dough in it the way I want it to form up when it's baked already. And I also let that sit for 20 minutes. Now this was after 20 minutes when this dough had risen. I cracked an egg and added 2 teaspoons of milk. This is going to be my egg wash, so that when the buns are baked or the croissant is baked, is going to have this golden finish. So just continue to watch as I do this. That is the croissant after baking for about 20 minutes. It's so soft. It's ridiculously soft. Like, I don't even know how to. It tastes so good. It's amazingly soft, not ridiculously soft. It tastes so good. And of course, I had to take some Nutella from Cameroon. Well, sorry. It's called chocolate from Cameroon, Tatina. It's a lovely spread. So I did put that in it, and I was enjoying it. My kids loved this so much. And this was the bread that I made, or the shape of the bread. Don't you like what you see? I really love the outcome of all the designs I made, and it was so good. Tasted so good. Just continue to watch and do try this recipe. It's quite easy, and again, you want a very pliable texture for your dough. And in case you missed watching last week's video where I showed you an updated version of my red velvet cake recipe, please check the link above to watch, and thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, life can get bitter. Eat croissant to make it sweet. Until next week, bye.